Hi, so welcome to the roundup of week 3. This week focused on reading, the importance of reading for your degree, and the fact that you'll have to be selective in the way that you read, as you won't have time to read everything. It also focused on finding sources from your library and looking at the range of helpful services that university libraries can offer. I really enjoyed reading your posts on the importance of reading and the ways of approaching it. It's really clear that many of you really like reading and learning new things, which is exactly what the spirit of university is. You've mentioned that when you've talked about reading, you've used metaphors to describe it, such as reading is going on a journey and reading is discovering new worlds. And that really reveals your deep interest in reading for a lot of you. You've also mentioned some challenges. For example, the challenge connected with reading too slowly because you spend too long a time decoding the words and then the overall meaning of the text becomes lost. I think that you need to develop some techniques for coping with this because a lot of reading at university is challenging. Certainly, reading a summary first is a good idea, for example, an abstract if you're reading a journal article, but also reading the introduction and the conclusion and section headings. These can indicate if you need or want to read the whole text. If you decide that you do need to do some close reading, which means you need to understand every word, it might be a useful strategy to take a highlighter pen to highlight the vocabulary you don't know before you start to read and then check the meaning in a dictionary first. This might give you a way in when you begin to read the text, but as you read, you might find you need to adjust the meaning that you first gave the word, as words can frequently have a variety of meanings in English, and particularly in specialised subjects, and you can only decode a specialised meaning sometimes from the surrounding context. Also, you might be interested to know that if you don't know more than one in every 10 words in a text, you might struggle more to interpret what you're reading. So building up your vocabulary for reading is really important, particularly when it's connected to your subject area. Make sure that you make lists of new vocabulary, because in your subject area, a lot of these specialised words are bound to reoccur, and you also will need to use them in your writing. Don't forget as well that if you're struggling with a text, you can always stop reading it and use your favourite search engine to find easier texts on the subject. Build your knowledge and your background understanding, but then return to the required reading afterwards. And in that way, you will get to gradually understand the more difficult texts. And in terms of critical thinking, when you understand the text, you need to be an active reader. Once you understand the text and you start building your knowledge, you'll find you'll be able to interrogate it and start reflecting on what did the writer mean here and whether you agree with it. Reading and discussing a topic critically doesn't mean that you have to be confrontational. You don't have to be sort of aggressive. You can exchange points of view in a polite and friendly way with people in your seminar discussion and with your lecturers, but you must be prepared to give reasons to support your opinion. Next week, when Jonathan returns, we'll turn to the important topic of academic writing, which is where you can also make your voice heard. So I look forward to exchanging ideas with you then. Have a really good week ahead. Bye-bye.